Namaste. I have discussed on many topics of spiritualism. Today let's talk about self-realization. I hear this commonly being spoken by many that this Guru is self-realized. Buddha was self-realized. He was the enlightened one. Or Krishna was self-realized, and so on. I beg to differ on that. There is no such thing as self-realization, because these are two opposing factors. The self is who I am, and I am an abstract, formless energy. The body and mind, the body is gross energy, the mind is subtle energy, which is transient, transitory or temporary, which comes and withers away, decays, disintegrates into its nothingness called Shunyata of the universe. What remains is the eternal spirit, freely flowing from here to there, getting individualized in a human being in the form of Aham Brahmasmi, as the divine entering into you. And that is the self. That is who I am. I am Tattvamasi, thou art that. I am already enlightened. I am already that divine in the form of spirit, in this form of soul. Neither do I incarnate nor can I reincarnate, because I am already the eternal, infinite universe in the form of aware energy. How can I further incarnate or reincarnate? No, I cannot. I am that. So, now let's come down to the other part, realization. Realization is a continuous process like enlightenment. Nobody can be enlightened because that is putting a conclusion, that is putting a stop to your evolvement, which never ends. The mind is unlimited because you have the divine within yourself, and realization is an after effect of its cause, that is experiencing. Only when you experience something that you realize something. So realization is a section of the mind and not of the self. The self is separate. It is sitting there as the witnessing consciousness which witnesses what your mind does. It does not participate in any manner on the activities of the mind. What does the witnessing do? The moment you witness your mind, what happens? The mind becomes awake and alive. Otherwise, it is in its dream sleep or deep sleep. Your consciousness wakes up. Consciousness is called the wakefulness. Consciousness wakes up. How does it wakes up? When you witness, your mind becomes aware. And when you become aware, meaning your mind becomes aware, your mind becomes conscious. So, witnessing self does nothing on its own. It's your mind which is becoming aware. Like if I start staring at anybody, that person will become aware and conscious. The moment you start witnessing, looking, observing, watching somebody. So if that divine within is watching and witnessing you, and if you can awaken that to further, enhance it to further witnessing, you become better and better, because your mind becomes more aware and more conscious from its subconscious activity, which consume today 98 to 95% of the functioning of your mind. Conscious mind is hardly 1%. That is why there is so much of despair and depression in this world, because the consciousness is far asleep, including the divine within you. Both are asleep. It's your subconscious mind working in auto mode, where it is multitasking, where it is chattering randomly and recklessly into this or that for your likes and dislikes, and you are not conscious of what you are doing. So increase, multiply your conscious sensations, and your consciousness goes higher and higher. You evolve and transform. Whereas thoughts will only make you expand mentally and physically. So realization is of the mind. Like consciousness is a construct of the mind. not of the spirit. Self is the spirit. So you cannot combine these two. These are separate. These become one, this mind, body and the spirit, only after you wither away. You are no longer there when you become nothing. So become nothing, leave your mind, forget your body, forget your identity, forget your attachment. What do you become? You become the divine. Now you are no longer identifying with your name, gender, family, religion, world, etc. And you have become a non-identity. Lord Krishna was not a non-identity. Nor was Jesus Christ, nor was Buddha. They all had an identity. So once you have an identity, then you realize, you mature in your enlightenment. You do not get enlightened, because enlightenment ends and it's never ending. Mind is never ending. It keeps on evolving. So enlightenment is a pursuing process which continues. So please do not say that he gained or realized enlightenment. It's an ongoing process. Thank you. Namaste.